Hello everyone, good evening and welcome again to Emertxe's course demo webinar. And this topic we're going to discuss about embedded systems course which we deliver as part of our trainings. So my name is Mubeen and I work as a technology head at Emertxe. I'm also a computer science graduate. It's been 20 years since I completed my graduation. Since then, I got opportunity to work on different technology domains as well as multiple companies, including Emertxe, Novel, and HP. So I have around 20 years of experience working as a developer, as a lead engineer, and currently working as a technology head. So at Emertxe, primarily I'm responsible for managing the technical department and team, wherein my team delivers trainings in the area of embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web application development. So that's a brief about me. And before working in Emertxe, it's been 14 years since I'm working in Emertxe. I worked in HP primarily as a software developer and lead engineer, handling development responsibilities as well as working on different products at HP. So overall, I have experience working in the embedded technology domain, working in developing cross-platform applications in output management. I worked as a lead engineer in HP for print, scan, fax device drivers, and several other basically domains including Bluetooth, EDA tools, etc. So today I'm going to talk about Emertxe's embedded system course, what we offer as part of the course, and along with the course I also touch upon how the placement journey looks like for anybody is interested to basically learn about embedded systems. That's what is going to be today's talk about. So brief about our company. So we are established in the year of 2003. It's been more than 20 years since we were incorporated. And we are primarily focused on delivering trainings in 3 technology areas. One is embedded systems, other is IoT, and the third one is full stack web development. So what is our vision and what is our goal, right? So we are trying to solve problems which fresh engineers face. One is with respect to employability, right? As you know, many of the engineers who are currently graduating, especially in India, they find it very challenging to end up in a core technology company, right? So employability is a concern because every year 15 lakh engineers graduate from college, but out of that only a small portion of engineers are skilled and they are employable. Second thing is, we also wanted to cater to an audience who are currently working in industry, wanted to upskill them. So many of you will be working in some area which may not be so interesting for you or may not be related to your engineering background. So we wanted to upskill those folks who are interested to learn about the technologies which we cater to and help them gain the necessary skills, and if required, those engineers should be able to land up in a different technology domain which they are envisioning. So we are an edtech company, so we primarily focus on delivering trainings in these areas, and more on the training pedagogy, about our placements, which companies hire from us, I'll be discussing in the forthcoming slides. All right. So before I get into the details about our company and about the placements, let me just share our leadership team details. Right. So Emertxe was incorporated by Mr. Mas Jukaku, who is the managing director, and our leadership team contains 3 of us. Mas, who's the director, he handles or leads the finance, admin, and sales division in our company. And Mr. Jayakumar, who unfortunately is not able to deliver today's sessions. He was supposed to co-host this session, so he looks after the placement team as well as the marketing and HR team in our company. So I'm Mubeen and I lead the technical as well as student success department at Emertxe. So our leadership team has a long vision of bringing a positive impact in the way education is delivered in our country. So we are very much passionate about improving the quality of education so that folks who gain knowledge from us are able to truly gain the necessary skills in depth and they're able to make a career impact. Let me share some of the placement partners which hire from us so that you get an idea as to what type of basically companies our students are getting placed, right? So on an average, I could easily say that we have around 1,000 plus companies or instances, clients who are hiring from us on a yearly basis. So we can see that there are big companies like Qualcomm, Microchip, Chelsea, right, Uberschuner, NXP. These are all product companies. Ampere, Mavenir, HP, Infineon, right? All top-notch companies, right? Tier 1 companies hire from us. All right. You can also see there are companies like wireless companies like Vimera, Yana Mobility, right? We have semiconductor companies like Analog Devices. We have companies like Aven Systems, right? Boat, for example, right? They are into consumer electronics. We have Capgemini, Cyient. All these companies hire from us, right? In great numbers, right? We have even automobile companies like Mitsubishi Electric, right? We have Carnex, we have Johnson Controls, KPIT again, who are into automotive, right? We have Siemens. So all these are the companies which hire from us. Some more I just wanted to share, right? So get an idea. So I'm just showing some logos, right? Just to make you familiar with the kind of companies who hire from us. So we are a 20-year-old organization. Over the period of 20 years, we could easily say that we have more than 1,000 clients who hire from us, who complete our embedded systems, IoT, and full stack development courses, right? So we have companies like Crest Aerospace, Motherson, New Minds, and so on. All right, these are some more companies who hire from us. This is not a complete list. We just wanted to show some of the companies who we are hiring. All right. Let me ask you a very fundamental question. What do you think about the current market trend in the industry? How are the jobs looking like? Are there enough job opportunities in the market? What do you see? How is the industry going? How is it progressing? According to you, what do you see in the news? What do you see in LinkedIn, or what do you hear from others in terms of current job trends in the industry? Be it IT industry, be it core industry, what do you think is currently going on? Is it good or is it not so good? I would like to hear from you. You can text in the chat box. Okay, so I could see that Maheshwari Patil is saying it's not so good. Okay, what about others? What do you think? Less opportunity and more competition is there. That's what Ananya is saying. Okay, that's true to a major extent. Yes, we see that. Yes, compared to the number of engineers who pass out, right, the opportunities are less. Not so good, says Yogesh Yadav. All right. So, is there recession currently going on in the industry? What do you feel? Or it is like how is it going? So I could see Jeevan is saying, not sir, not at all good. Just seeing our placement offers are very less compared to previous years, and students are getting placed and sending off from the company, or layoffs are happening. That's what he's saying, right? Companies need skilled engineers. in IT, AI will be going to reduce the job. Okay, that's what Ancha Gayatri is saying. It's good for those who are trained in Emertxe. Oh, great, Naveen. All right. So here in Algeria, job opportunities are rare in embedded systems. Okay, Faris. Okay. All right. No audio. Audio is, I think, clear. Abhishek, maybe you can check your audio settings. All right. So I think fair enough. So what I could hear from you is that, right, the industry is not so rosy now. Right, things are not so rosy in the industry. Yes, people are struggling to get a job in the industry. Right. Now, there could be several questions which come into basically your mind, right? What about the future, right? How are things going to look like in future? So in terms of how the semiconductor and device sector is growing, at least in India, right? Things are looking pretty good for the future. We could see that many semiconductor companies are establishing their fabrication units, right? And by doing so, we think that it is going to have a positive impact in the related industries as well, right? If you look at semiconductor industry and embedded industry, they're all connected. So in future, we could see that more and more jobs will get generated. That's what we could see, right? So in terms of job roles, right, we could see that with respect to 2022 and 2023, right? So if you look at 2022 and 2023, so the green one shows a VLSI engineer and the blue one talks about the embedded software engineer. We don't see much of a demand for the AI/ML software engineers now compared to, for example, embedded and VLSI. So if you look at future scope, right, we could see that a 5% increase is there in the VLSI design, embedded engineering segment, right? So what does that mean? So this graph shows that yes, there is a more number of jobs are getting generated in the embedded software engineering pool. Again, this data is available from the market research done by SSAI, Government of India organization. So just to talk about the scope of core jobs, as we see that day to day, every device is getting enabled with electronics and sensors, right? We could see that, be it household occupants. Let's say you enter your house, you can see that there are many embedded systems in your house. It could be a washing machine, it could be a smart TV, it could be a router, it could be a security camera, right? Nowadays, for example, you have smart fridges and so on. So every device is getting enabled with electronics, right? If we go to a hospital, right, you have so many basically diagnosis devices. All these are embedded systems, right? You're wearing a watch, which is an embedded system. Your mobile phones and embedded systems. So as day progresses, as time comes, more and more devices will become enabled with embedded systems. Thanks to miniaturization, thanks to reduction in the cost of the hardware, right? Secondly, India is becoming a semiconductor hub with more and more manufacturing moving in, right? As we see, right, in the news also, right? This will generate few millions of jobs across the industry, not few, basically thousands. So few millions of jobs will get generated if India is going to become a semiconductor hub, right? It's not going to happen very fast. It's going to take its own time. But if it is done, right, there's going to be a tremendous opportunity for engineers in India. So this means both hardware and software job opportunity will increase. Recent study conducted by ESSCI, which is Electronic Sector Skill Council of India, gives the following stats. So in the previous year, in maybe 2021-22, around 1.39 lakh jobs were available in the electronic sector. Where in 2025-26, the prediction is that it's more than double. More than 3 lakh jobs will get generated because of several reasons, right? Including semiconductor manufacturing, EV, right? Pivot from basic combustion engines to EV, industrial revolution, etc. 55% of these jobs are going to come in the design side. Please make a note, right? So more and more jobs will get generated in the embedded system design, software as well as hardware. So what does it mean? Eventually, tremendous opportunity for engineers to grow in their career, right? The future looks pretty good for somebody who is interested to get a job in the core industry. So verticals to watch for, we have EV, which is currently an upcoming basically segment and booming. We have Internet of Things. Anything and everything is getting connected to internet, right? Any device you should be able to remotely monitor and control. So IoT is something which is very, very important, and it will become integral to any connected device, right? And there is artificial intelligence. Again, artificial intelligence is something which will become an augmented technology domain, right? So when you say augmented, you'll have a core domain like embedded systems or IoT, etc. You'll use those core domain, you'll derive some intelligence out of it by using artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence will be part of any of the basically domain or application which you're going to think of or build in future, right? So this is nothing but the scope of core jobs in the industry, which we see that there's going to be a positive impact and no more number of jobs will get generated in future. Again, this is not something which we are just throwing out from our minds, right? All this information is available in this resource which we have put in the bottom, right? So what does it mean for you? Does it look good for you? Is it good in terms of choosing a career in the embedded domain? What do you think, based upon the information which I shared? Yes, I'm getting some questions. Maybe I will likely answer them shortly. So what does it mean for you? So what it means is that we have opportunity to build career beyond recession worries. Yes, we know that recession is there, but there is opportunities available in the core industry as well, right? Similarly, the core hardware based jobs, right? Companies have their foundation strong. Companies invest for long term. For example, many of the automotive companies that they are there, right? If you look at some companies there, they've been established for more than 100 years, right? They have a very strong foundation. So companies invest for long term in these companies. Whereas pure software build companies have wider swing. They often go up and down very fast, right? There is a wider swing in pure software companies, especially IT companies. So from our placement side, we are not seeing a major issue, right, in terms of number of companies hiring from us, right? Overall, Emertxe placement momentum is in place, right? We're optimistic but cautious. So let me share some graph with respect to how the placement looks like in terms of companies visiting us month on month for the last 3 years, right? We wanted to show you how the stats looks like in terms of number of companies visiting. So the blue one is 2022, right? We have this 3 years data. 2024 is just we are running in March. It's not updated. Data is not complete, right? And 2023 we have in red, and 2024 is the green one, right? So if you look at every month from Jan to December, you could see that consistently in the last 2 years we are able to clock 100 plus companies per year, right? We could see that. Now, if you look at February, in the month of Jan, we could clock 100 companies. In the month of Feb, it is less. But in the month of March, it's not complete. Okay, it's partial data. But hopefully, you'll be able to get more companies in the month of March. So year-end, financial year-end, typically the hiring reduces. But as time progresses, right, the hiring will kick up. So overall, we could see that on an average, we're able to maintain a ratio of 100 companies per month for the last 2 years. All right. Somebody's asking, is this a recorded webinar? Yes, this will get recorded. Okay. All right. So I'll share some of the recent success stories by students who are placed from Emertxe, so that you get some idea what kind of basically placements are happening currently. Let me reshare my screen. All right. All right, so we're just showing some of the stats from the recent week in terms of how the placements looks like in Emertxe. So we are just calling star of the week. It's not a full-fledged placement information. So I just wanted to show some of the success stories we are having so that you can also relate and you can also see whether you can fit in this place, right? So we have Harshit Kaushik, who got recently placed in Maritra with a package of 4.34 lakhs. He is from Gurgaon, Haryana. So he attended the online embedded system course, and after completing the course, he was able to land up in a good job, right, with a good package. So he's a fresher. Similarly, we have Krishna Anil. Again, he was one of the bright students who was also part of a power track group. And Krishna Anil is a fresher. He's from Kakinada Institute of Engineering Technology from AP. He actually attended his first interview, that to Chelsea Communications, who are a pioneer in basically developing network-based ICs, and they are into device driver development also. They landed a job with a good package of 10 lakhs per annum. Right? These are premium companies who often hire from Emertxe, and many of the good students they get placed in these premium companies. Right? As you see here, he's also a fresher, recent passed out. He could land up in a decent company. We have Manushri from Davangere, Karnataka. She was also a fresher, got placed in L&T Technologies with a package of 4 lakhs, right, in March. Similarly, we have many people. Recently, we have placed around 20-25 students in L&T. So Dhananjay is also a fresher who got placed in L&T recently. Then we have Manoj from Bangalore, Women Institute of Technology. He's also a fresher. He got placed in DCITS, again a core company. We have Mahita, right? She is from AP. She also got placed in Nash Tech Labs in recently. Right? We have Santosh. He is from Davangere, Karnataka. He got placed in Honeywell with a package of 6 lakhs. Right? So most of them are freshers. Some of them are from earlier year of pass out. Right? We have Srinath, who also recently got placed last week in L&T. Okay. So I'm not sharing all the information. You can visit our social media site, etc., to know more about like which student is getting placed in which companies. So very basically transparent in terms of posting the information about placements. So far, do you have any questions, folks? Oh, sorry, I think I muted. Yeah. So what I was saying is that we have people from different backgrounds and joining the course. Sorry, I muted myself. So we have different people joining from different backgrounds, including fresh engineers, working professionals, and people with career gap also. All right. So hope I'm audible now. Can you please confirm? Yes. Okay. So Tarun is asking, can a mechanical student 2020 pass out get a job in embedded sector? Yeah, Tarun. Yes, compared to basically a fresher who's from recent pass out, you may not get that number of opportunities, but you will get enough opportunities so that you can get a job in an embedded domain. Right, some of the questions I will read out. In IT, AI is going to reduce opportunities. Yeah, that is something which I think only future can tell, right? Many of the companies, they are going to invest a lot in AI so that they can get things done with less number of people, right? So that's a question which Ancha Gayatri has asked. Then, right, I think we don't have any more questions. Yeah, I think technology is increasing in a tremendous manner, like AI, embedded systems, so have job opportunities who should be skilled enough to match market demand. So AI is something which I think in future everybody has to learn, but right now, right, it's not necessary that you have to completely focus on AI. Right? Only when you're the core, the core technology, you'll be able to work on the AI, right? So AI is something which you have to learn after learning the core technology. That's what I would recommend. Okay, so what are the major skills required in embedded systems? I'll talk about it shortly in the upcoming basically slides. Okay, and so yeah, so people with year gap, for example, 2021 pass out also can join, no issues. Let me move on with respect to the next set of contents. Okay, so what is our goal in terms of embedded system course? Our goal is to transform engineers with skill gap into ready to deploy resources, right? Often we learn many subjects in college, but those subjects are not enough for us to land up a job in a core company. What the companies expect versus what the college delivers, right, may not often match, except if a college is basically doing the due diligence to make sure that people are skilled enough, right? So if you look at our course, embedded system course, so we have like 3 options available. Option 1 is offline mode. If you're interested to basically come to Bangalore and wanted to basically attend the classes in the class, you can join the offline batches, right? Every month we start one batch within the offline mode. So when you say offline, you have to come to our location in Bangalore, MG Road. You have to attend the classes daily with other batchmates, right? So this is recommended for freshers. And the second one is like, let's say you're not in Bangalore or you don't want to basically attend the live classes physically. Let's say you want to attend classes from home, right? At the comfort of your home. Then you can attend the online classes. Again, in online, there are 2 options. One is online regular and online evening. So online regular is designed for freshers. They can take up this course during the regular working hours, mostly between 9:30 to 1:30 a.m. in India. So you can learn from anywhere. That's the advantage of it, right? You don't have to spend time traveling or stay in a PG and spend extra money for your stay or for food, etc. So this is something which people generally recommend nowadays because it's easy for them to complete the course. Third option is for working professionals. So those who are currently working in some company, let's say during regular work hours, after their work hours, they want to, let's say, pursue this course. So for them, we have this evening batch, which is designed for them especially. And compared to basically on offline batch and online regular batch, so it's customized for the evening batch working professionals. Okay, so we usually don't recommend it for those who completed their engineering. Let's say you're studying engineering or maybe in the final year or the third year, those can also opt for this online evening course. Right, in terms of course duration, so course duration is sometimes like people ask this question, what is the course duration, right? So course duration is 6 months. Sometimes it may get extended also based upon your pace, your completion, your project completion, etc. It may vary. It may become 6 to 8 months also. So we try to complete in 6 months, but it's not always possible. And in terms of number of modules, in offline we have 8 modules, and online we have 7 modules. Only difference is in offline mode there is one additional module. So with respect to schedule every day, so every day you will have class and lab Monday to Friday, right? 2 hours of class and 2 hours of lab will be there every day approximately. In the class session we will focus on the concept explanation. In the lab session you'll be working on assignments and project. So we run multiple batches in offline mode. In online mode we have batches starting at as early as 7:30 and as late as 3 o'clock. Multiple batches are there, right? And typically on Saturdays we try to conduct tests. That's what we do. Monday to Friday will be the class and lab, and Saturdays mostly we'll have tests. Sometimes class also be available. So difference with respect to the online and offline mode is there. In the offline mode, you will not get recorded sessions, whereas in the online mode, you'll also get the class recording, so that if you, let's say, miss the class once in a month, for example, right? Or sometimes you're not able to attend the class. If you're a working professional, they can always watch the recorded sessions. Okay, that is a major difference. And the class timings also will differ for working professionals in the evening mode. So in terms of placements, there is no difference. All the 3 basically delivery modes, you'll get 2 years of unlimited placements, right? And one major difference is that in the offline mode, you'll be using pick and arm boards physically, whereas in online mode, you use a pick and arm simulator, right? We'll share you the software. You can install the software. You can work on the basically simulator, which will give a realistic basically view of how the actual hardware works. If required, you can also optionally buy the hardware so that you can also fiddle with the hardware. This is the major difference in terms of delivery with respect to offline and online mode. In terms of subject, there is not much of a difference. All right. So if you ask me which is better, right? If you're a sincere student, for example, right, you will attend the classes regularly, then the mode of basically training does not matter, right? You can very well attend the offline online classes so that you can save travel time, etc. And you can complete the assignments from home itself, right? This is something which is easy to attend all as well, right? You will save some money as well in terms of finance. All right. So in online mode of delivery, there will be live virtual classes, right? Classes will be live, which consists of class as well as lab, right? Lab will contain assignments and project explanation, and doubt clearing sessions also will be conducted. So in the class and lab, you can clarify your doubts, and they will be also be given some assessments or tests will be given, right? So it's important that when you attend interviews or placement drives, typically they ask questions based upon the subjects you learn. So you should be ready to basically solve the questions in a short period of time. So we'll be conducting regular tests, both objective tests and programming tests, so that you are ready for the interviews, right? Module by module, when you complete, we'll have test and assessment as well. Apart from the regular classes, we'll also conduct something called as entry prep sessions. So in entry prep sessions, we'll make sure that module wise revision is done and company based basically entry questions are solved. So we have a huge database of interview questions, right? We have collected over a period of, like, let's say 15-20 years, and this database is exclusively available for Emertxe students. It's not publicly shared, so you can always access those company specific interview questions and can prepare. You get the edge over other students. This is about the online mode of delivery. So you'll have classes, you'll have assignments, you have to work on projects. After building projects, you have to update your resume and so on. So in terms of what subjects you're going to learn, right? These are the subjects which you're going to learn. So level 1, you learn Linux systems, C and C++ programming. In level 2, you learn data structures, microcontroller programming, which is nothing but the heart of embedded systems, Linux internals and TCP/IP networking, and finally we'll learn about embedded Linux on ARM. So 7 subjects you're going to learn as part of this course. If you learn these 7 subjects, right, you can call yourself as an embedded engineer, and you should be able to land up in a very good core company, right? And all these subjects and the syllabus is industry aligned, right? We have designed this so that anybody who lands up in a core job, they should not struggle to work on a project. When you work on a project, yes, you have the necessary background, you have the necessary understanding of that subject, you should be able to get started quickly. And this is what the companies also expects. All right, any questions here? Yeah, somebody is asking a question. Shankar is asking, I don't know any programming language. Will Emertxe teach it from scratch? Yes. So we are going to teach all these subjects from scratch. If we do not have any background about it, it's fine, not an issue. We'll teach everything from scratch. Any other questions? Harshit is asking, is placement guaranteed? Okay. So basically, yes, we'll do everything so that you are equipped with the knowledge to crack a job in a core company. So idea is that we will give you the necessary skill. All the subjects will be taught, projects you will be worked upon, and we'll give unlimited placement opportunities. Now it's your responsibility that when you get those opportunities, let's say unlimited, right? Or for the 2 years, you have to convert the opportunity into a job. That is your responsibility. But from our responsibility, make sure that we'll bring in as many companies as possible, which you should be able to attend and land up in a good job. So in the interview, you have to perform, right? That is the only thing you have to do. And when can you perform? If you have the necessary skills. All right. Hope I answered your question, Harshit. Scholarship is it okay? Vikas is asking, are you providing scholarship from your side? Scholarships, you can check with our student counselors. Yeah, yes, there will be some scholarship given based upon your background, your education qualification, and your marks. Right, some scholarship may be given for you. Then somebody is asking, 60% criteria of 10th, 12th is needed for getting place in higher package companies. Not necessarily, Gauri, right? If you have more than 60%, and important thing is that you have to perform well in the course. During the course, your performance really matters. Is there a certificate at the end of the course? Yes, Faris, there is going to be a certificate at the end of the course. Yogesh is asking whether this is paid course. Yes, this 6 months placement oriented course is a paid one. Okay. Can mechanical engineering students do this course? Yes, mechanical engineering can do the course. Okay. Fine, then I think we'll move on. And in the offline batch, there is one additional subject called as QT, which are not highlighted here. So apart from the technical delivery, you also focus on your soft skills and resume building, right? So we conduct something called as Disha workshops, wherein will help you to groom yourself in terms of your soft skills. So many of them lack confidence in attending interviews also. So we'll conduct something called as mock interviews, which will help you to gain confidence, and eventually during the interviews, real interviews, you should be able to perform, right? So we'll have personal interviews conducted, we'll have mock interviews conducted, there will be group discussions conducted. All these are in addition to the technical subjects which we teach as part of the course. So every subject is provided with set of high quality projects. By doing more and more projects, right, you can showcase your skill to the companies. Right? So as I mentioned, we have Disha career workshop or Disha guidance systems, wherein we conduct preps workshops. Interview prep workshops will be conducted, resume prep workshops will be conducted, behavioral skills and soft skills will be training will be given to some extent, not a major extent, but whatever is necessary for you to get evaluated, right, those things we'll be doing. And we also give suggestions in terms of career building. Some of them want to go for higher studies, right? For that also we'll give them guidance. All right, so this is in brief about the course, online offline course, and the subjects we deliver. So many of them ask this question, okay, I wanted to give a preview of how the course is actually delivered in the online mode. So what I will do is I will share a quick demo of one or two class sessions, just a snapshot of it. You can pay attention to this video which I'm going to share. This is nothing but a snippet of our live class. You can pay attention to this. So I'll show first how a course is delivered for C programming module. Then I'll share you a snippet wherein microcontroller module is delivered in the online mode. Okay, let me share the recording. You can pay attention.
These are the total memory allocated. Now, after an array has been declared, maybe I want to give the values into the array, because just the array's declaration will have garbage value. Assume I take int array of size 5. Okay, there has to be 20 bytes of memory allocated. Assume this is the 20 bytes of memory allocated for the array. So I'm storing 5 integers. So each integer takes how many bytes? Each integer takes how many bytes? Correct. So each integer takes 4 bytes. So if the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? If the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? Assume this is 1000. Where will be the next element present? Yes. Each of the element uses 4 bytes. So it is 1004, then 1008, 1012, 1016. To access the array's element, you have to go with something called as the index number. An index number varies between 0 to size -1. So very first element will be in index 0, second element will be in index 1, third element will be in index 2, fourth element will be in index 3, and fifth element will be in index 4. Okay. If you just declare the array like this, the array's element will have garbage value by default. So in order to not have a garbage value present inside the memory block, maybe I want certain values to sit inside it. In such cases, I have to do the array's initialization. To initialize the array, here inside the curly braces, I have to give 5 elements: 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. In that case, that value will be written here. That will be 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, this is how I declare the array. This is how I do the initialization, and this is how the memory for the array will be allocated. Accessing happens with respect to the index number varying between 0 to size minus 1. See here, data type, name, size, where size represents the number of elements. So the total memory occupied by the arrays, number of elements multiplied by size of an element. That is in turn size into size of the data type. If this is the array I'm going to take of 5 size with the values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, this will be the array. So the very starting address of the array always is called as the base address of the array. This address 1000 will always be called as the base address of the array, or you can also call it as starting address or address of the very first element of the array. All of them means the same, but we usually refer it as base address. Okay, you can call it as base address, or you can call it as the starting address, or you also can call it as the address of first element. Okay, the starting address is called as the base address or starting address or address of the first element of the array. So then it is plus 4, plus 8, plus 12, plus 16. Index has to vary between 0 to size minus 1. So it has to be starting from 0. An array is a collection of similar data type. Elements occupy consecutive memory locations. First element will be in the lowest address and last element will be in the highest address. Elements are indexed from 0 to size minus 1. So if the size of the array is 5, index will vary from 0 to 4. Accessing out of the range array elements would be an illegal access. So whenever you have to access the elements of the array, you have to go with the name of the array, then the index number. Okay, so array of 0, array of 1, like this, you have to go with the index number. So if the index number varies between 0 to 4, I can access only between array of 0 to array of 4. Out of the boundary, that is accessing array of -1 or accessing array of 5 is not allowed. It is an illegal access where you might get to see a error. So accessing out of the range array elements would be illegal access. You should not access the elements in array of -1 and array of size. And once the memory for the array is allocated, it can never be altered in the runtime. That is, while executing the program, the array size can never be modified. So if you declare an array like this, it will be 20 bytes of memory allocated for sure. So this size can never be altered throughout the program. Again, here in double denum of size 6, there will be 48 continuous bytes already allocated. You never get a chance to increase or decrease the size once it has been allocated. So this is the concept of array. Clear this much? Okay. So have this one noted. The next we will see is how to print the elements of the array. Okay. So there are different ways of printing the array's element, which we will be seeing shortly. Before that, have this one noted. So the next we have got is to print the array's element. So when you are supposed to print the array's element, we usually go with the name of the array and the index number. But that has to be done on a repetitive manner. So what is it necessary to be used? What is it necessary to be used if I have to print? Yes, loop is definitely necessary. So I can print the array's element in any of a loop considered. observe. Okay. So first I try printing it in a for loop. Int array of size 5. I also do the initialization with 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. I need another integer variable I for the sake of index. So I will first say it as printf arrays elements are. Okay. So I run a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus, because 5 is the size of the array. Inside this, I go with the printf. Sorry. Yeah, so printf %d \n comma array's name with index. Okay, so first array of 0 will be printed when I will have a 0 taken, then array of 1, then array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. When I becomes 5, 5 lesser than 5 will be condition false. You come out of the for loop. Observe the output here. So I'm compiling and executing. These are the arrays element which I am printing using a for loop. Let me change this. I try printing using a while loop. So if it has to be with respect to the while loop, go with an initialization done for the variable I. Then you can have it taken something like this. While I is lesser than 5. So then you can print using the same statement. Okay. So this is how you print. Is this sufficient? Is this sufficient? Correct. So I++ is necessary to be done because I will constantly be 0 all the time. So 0 lesser than 5 will be true, array of 0 will be printed. Then it has to be array of 1, array of 2, array of 3. So I++ is required. This is how you print the arrays element using a while loop.
All right, so that was a quick overview about how the array concept was taught in one of the online classes. Simply don't, if you're not understanding some of the topics, it's fine, because this was some topic which was taken from the middle of the module, right? So this is typically how the online classes will be taken. It's going to be live, interactive, and you can also practice when the session is going on. So let me share some more basically information with respect to what all resources you will get access to in terms of learning, right? So Emertxe has its own basically learning management system. Whenever a student is enrolled for the course, we'll get access to a portal which looks like this. I hope my screen is visible, right? So we'll get access to multiple courses. This is one of the courses which you will get, modules which you get enrolled to, which is advanced C, right? Along with that, you'll get 7 other subjects. Now, in terms of your activities, you will be working on assignments, right? You will be taking up some quizzes, and often you'll have doubts to get clarified. You can post your doubts in the discussion forum. You can give feedback about the classes, how it's going. If you have any concerns, etc., can place the feedback either through the feedback form, or maybe directly you can contact the mentors as well as student success team, right? And you can have access to resources as well. So in terms of resources, what all resources you'll get access? You get access to the slides and the materials, including the code, etc., which you can download. For example, let me show you one of the slides, which is the basics of C, right? C refresher, for example. So this C refresher slide has around 119 pages. So that every topic, right, is explained from scratch. This is one question people ask, right? Even you're starting with number system, right? Basics, right? How numbers are represented in different basically forms, right? How to do the conversion from decimal to binary, right? And so on. All the topics will be covered in detail, right? Lot of slides you can see which you can refer, and you should be able to understand the concepts by attending the class, and you should be able to refer the slides so that you can gain better knowledge, right? All this is available in your LMS, right? You can see how the slides are represented. So just one slide like this, you'll have many slides with respect to all the modules which are going to cover as part of the course. So apart from the slides, you get access to code as well, right? So you can see function template code you can download, you can practice, right? Different chapters are there, and different basically slides are there for those respective chapters. You get access to project materials, right? As I told you. So at least we say that every module you have to do 2 projects, right? Some of the projects are listed here. You can download the project related resources, right? Project explanation is also available. Video will be available in the online mode, right? You can attend the live classes as well as you can look at the class recordings, right? The class recordings will be available only in the online mode. For example, you can click on this and it's family, right? This will open up the recording, right? For example, so you can watch the recordings, right? This is still loading. Maybe it'll just take a couple of seconds, right? So you can just watch the recorded sessions, and there is slides also coming below, right? So this, apart from class, lab sessions are also recorded, right? You can see lab recordings also there, which assignments was explained on which day. You can refer the assignment number, complete those assignments as well. So this is with respect to resources which are available. Apart from these resources, you have access to quizzes, right? So you can take up a quiz, right? Objective test one is there, for example, right? Different quizzes will be there. You can take up those quizzes, right? You can see all MCQ based things will be there. For example, I'm showing a preview. All right, so I can start an attempt. You can see different quizzes are there. You can check your understanding level, right? MCQ based quizzes will be there. You can access them anytime. All right. Apart from that, we can also access assignments, right? Assignments are part of the module. So this is called auto-graded assignments, right? It's not necessary that you have to wait for somebody to check whether it's correct or not, right? You can complete the assignment and you can submit it. The system will tell you whether it's right or wrong. If there are any mistakes, it will point out to you, right? We have automated the assignment evaluation system for many of the modules. Okay, so this all will be available to you in the LMS once you are enrolled for the course, right? And everything will get graded. You can also see where you stand in terms of your performance. You can click on the grade and you can check how you are basically performing in a class, right? In this case, I can see all the students progress. Since I'm an admin, I can see all the students information, right? But for you, it's going to be a personal thing. You can see how much you scored in each of these activities which you are completing, right? This access you'll get once you're enrolled for the course. All right. Now offline also, it's going to be the same interface, no difference at all. Only difference will be that you will not get recorded sessions because you're attending the class while coming to Bangalore. All right. So I could see some questions are there. Let me just quickly go through the questions. Vikas is asking, will we be assigned a mentor? Is it necessary to attend a live lecture? What are the criteria or terms, conditions one should fulfill to sit in a company? On what point students are separated to be eligible to sit in a higher package company, right? So if you want to, right, let's say you're interested to do the course, right? We're going to teach you every day many topics. So if you miss the classes, it's not going to benefit you unless you have some exceptions, let's say you're working, right, and not able to attend some classes on a specific day, that's absolutely fine. But if you are not a basically working professional, we generally would recommend that you attend all the classes without. And if you want to target premium companies, the premium companies' expectations will be very little higher. They need the good set of students or good set of candidates to apply. So what we do is that we share the performance report to the companies. So when you say performance report, it consists of the performance in the test, a performance in the projects, right? So more weightage goes on projects. If you do more projects, typically it gets higher weightage, and those candidates will get opportunity to sit for higher package companies. And you should be good in programming as well, right? In terms of problem solving. So these criteria which we use for evaluating a module is determines whether you can apply for a premium company or not. All right. 2020 pass outs opportunity. Yes, opportunity will be available. There are many companies who do not look at the year of pass out criteria. But as I told you earlier also, if you compare with 2023 pass out and 2022 pass out, 2020 pass out will get lesser opportunities, right? But you will get enough opportunities. All right, so this is about the LMS. Let me share you another video with respect to how the microcontroller module is delivered in the online mode. So often they ask this question: in online mode, how do I work on the simulator? How does the simulator look like? How do I execute the code? What software will be available, etc. So this video will clarify your doubts. This is again a short video, you can just pay attention to it.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. In today's class, let's see how we can write an embedded program to toggle the LEDs connected to the board bit. So now to write the embedded program, we are going to use the tool MPLAB XID. So you can see here. So this is the MPLAB XID. If you open this, you will see this as a starting page. So some projects are mentioned here, data sheet is available here. Even if you worked on some recent project, that list is available. See, and even you will get the microchip login. So if you have a login ID password, you do the login, and you can do the purchase on a microchip website, right? Okay, so now let me go back to the question. So question was, we wanted to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. So now here in this MPLAB ID, you can see these are the different tools available. So we can use these tools as per the requirement. For example, this is to create a new file. It's to create a new project. It is to open the project. This option is to do the build. You can see different menu options are there. So as per the need, what we will do, we will take an approach. Whatever we need it, we will start using those things. Now here in this MPLAB XID, I already created a project and kept it ready. So project name is what? LEDs. So in this project, I created. So when this project is created, this MPLAB XID create some organized sections. You can see here. So now to write this program, to write the embedded code, we need a main.c. So generally .c files goes here in this source file sections, header files goes here, make file will go here, linker script will go to this section. Or if you need any libraries, if you are planning to add any libraries, then those goes into this section. And finally, this is the place for your executable file. So let me go to the main.c. So you can double click and open the main.c in the editor window. So now you can see I'm defining two macros. So instead of using port D directly, so what I did, since if you see the hardware, on the hardware, so you are having total 16 LEDs. So this is the PiximLab simulator board. So it's having total 16 LEDs. So currently we are going to toggle LEDs connected to the port D. These are the these are the 8 LEDs out of 16. So these 8 LED array we are going to toggle. Toggling means on off we are going to do. So now since I'm having 8 LEDs, I'm defining the micro LED array as a port D, and to give the direction to the port pins there is a register RISD. I'm defining that with name LED array data direction register. Now you can see here comes my main. So here I'm calling init config function. So this function is to do the initialization. So what we are doing, so in main itself we are not doing initialization. It doesn't look good. So there is a separate dedicated function to do the initialization. It is init config. So control will go here and here in this init config. So initially what we are doing, if we are using LED, we need to set the pin direction as output. So I'm writing my LED array data direction register as a 0. It will set port D pin as the output, and to start with initially I will keep all LEDs connected to the port D as a off. So to turn off the LED, I need to load 0. So I'm writing here 0. So LEDs remain off, fine. And here comes our while one. So if you see any embedded system, once you turn on the embedded system, it runs forever, right? It goes into infinite loop. So here comes my infinite loop while one. So inside this while one, we are going to write our application. So what is our application? We wanted to toggle the LED. So here is my instruction to toggle the LED. So I'm writing LED array equal to tilt of LED array. So what it will do? It will toggle the values of this LED array. If it is 0, it will make it 1. If it is 1, it will make it 0. So now you can see. So this is what 0x00. So after execution of this instruction, this LED array value becomes 0xFF. So entire port becomes 0xFF. All port bits become 1. So all LED turn on. LEDs are going to be turned on. And here what I'm doing. So before going to this instruction once again, I'm putting the delay. So if this delay is not there, what happens? We will not be able to see the LED toggling. So it will happen at very faster rate. Due to the persistence of region, we will not be able to capture it. So I added the delay. Then after this delay, what happened? Next time, since we are in the while one, control will go back here. So again, we are changing the LED array value from what? FF to 0. So now what happened? LED become off, then again delay. So like this way, we are making LEDs on, LEDs off. Fine. Now. So we have to build the code. We have to compile the code. How we can do? So here in this mplab xid, I install x8 compiler. So that's why this header file is also included related to the compiler. So now how you can do the build? So you can see here is one option to do the build. So let me click on that. It will start doing build. My project is getting a build. Now you can see build is going on. So it will take some time. Please wait. Now see, build is successful. That means your hex file is created, and even it will give you the memory summary of your project. So now my hex file is created and it is loaded also. Now what we can do? So we can load that hex file where in this board. So we can run that hex file here in this microcontroller. So this is the heart of this board. So basically here we are using PIC16F877A microcontroller. So we are going to load the hex file here. How? So you can go to the file, you can select the load hex. You have to navigate wherever your project is stored. So let me navigate. So now, just for the sake of simplicity, I kept the project on the desktop. So let me select that. Now again, you have to go to the distribute directory. So basically, you have to use this path. After build successful, it is prompting the path where X file is available. I'm just referring that. Then you have to go to the default production. Here is the X file. Let me open. Okay, expected output is what? These LEDs should toggle, but it's not happening. Why? Because these DIP switch related settings are not done. So to turn on the LEDs connected to the port D, this DIP switch, second one, you have to pull this switch up. So let me do that. So it's down. You have to pull it up. So let me select. Now you can see the change here. So what this program is doing, It's running in this microcontroller and it is toggling the LEDs, and even we are able to see the toggling very clearly, right? Okay, so this is our program, our embedded code to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. Fine.
All right, I hope you got a fair understanding of how the microcontroller module is taught using the PIC SimLab simulator. Again, this simulator is freely available, open source, and download it and supports several microcontrollers, including PIC and Arduino. So people are interested to learn about PIC microcontroller, they can take this IDE and practice the programs. PIC is something which we use it because it helps you to learn about low-level programming. And we'll teach you how to use the IDE, how to write the C program using the MPLAB X IDE, how to basically compile it and generate an X file, how to run it on the simulator. So in terms of running the program on a simulator versus running the program on a real hardware, you'll not see much of a difference, right? It's just that you don't have the physical hardware, you have a 2D or a 3D simulator using which we can run any microcontroller program. In fact, this simulator has an advantage. You can easily add something called as spare parts. You can extend the hardware. You can just drag and drop the necessary peripherals. You can interface with it, and you can write even much more basically complex programs. Any questions you have for this video which you showed? All right. So let me move on to the next set of slide with respect to placements, right? This is something which everybody would like to know about. Okay. STM32, it supports some of the STM controllers like and boards like Nucleus, I believe. Okay, but it may not be very mature, but it does support. But we are not going to work on STM controllers, we're going to work on PIC. Right, so let me move on to the placement aspect of it. So what I would like to say is that yes, we are focusing on the skill, right? So our idea is that everybody who is going to take up this course gain the necessary skill, and by doing so they can appear for placements and they can showcase their skills and eventually land up in a core job. So in terms of placement, our end-to-end placement process is very transparent. It looks something like this. Any candidate who joins Emertxe will be enrolled into something called as a Emertxe Google group, wherein you get notifications about placements. So let's say a company like LG comes, we'll float an application for LG. We'll share all the details in that placement application. So students who are part of the Emertxe ecosystem can log into the Google group or even check their email, and they can see the application. If they are eligible and interested, they can apply. So once they apply, we'll do some shortlisting based upon your credentials and based upon the submissions, as well as based upon your performance. We'll send the details to the company. So company, once basically they're convinced, they'll send a list of invites to the candidates, wherein candidate have to go through the placement process, which typically involves a written test followed by interviews, right? That's what they go through. So if any candidate who clears the test, they'll have to attend the next round of interview, and this keeps happening till you basically clear the interviews. So once you clear the interview, company will release the offer letter. It could be immediate joining, most likely if you are a fresher, and if it's a working professional, then you may have to negotiate with the company, right, in terms of joining date, etc. And you have to inform this up to the placement team. So once you clear the interview, you will be given the offer release, and most likely you'll get onboarded at the earliest. Okay, this is what the placement process looks like in Emertxe. So let me just show an example with respect to how the Google Groups application looks like when we float. Okay, I'll just share my browser. Okay, so typically what happens is that you will get notifications in the email. I'm showing how a Google Groups looks like. You can see like today itself we have floated some applications, right? And for example, let me show you today's or yesterday's, for example, application. For example, let me click on right Alton India. So Alton India application is open, and you can see the details about the company, right? What skills they are looking for. Typically, these skills are part of their course. And what is the eligibility criteria, for example, right? 60% is throughout academics. Pass out is mentioned, right? And branch also is mentioned sometimes, for example, and compensation is also mentioned. Work location is also mentioned, right? And there is an application link which goes through. Similarly, other companies also you can see, all right, which are floated previously. For example, let me show you GWC AI, right? It's a company. These are startup companies. You can see again AI. There'll be some AI involved here, right? So you can see the skill set. You can see the eligibility criteria. Many of you are asking whether if I'm from mechanical branch, right? If I'm an older year of pass out, can I get job opportunities? Yes, you can get job opportunities for any year of pass out without any percentage criteria as well. Right? These are some of the companies which are listed. It doesn't necessarily mean you get everything ticked, right? Maybe compensation may not be as high, but landing up the first job is very critical, right? Once you land up in a first job, getting the next job is not so difficult. Right? I can share you LG, for example. Today we floated LG Soft India, right? You can see the skills which are required. Then you can also see like what is the compensation they're offering and so on, right? You can see initially they'll pay 3 to 6 lakhs. After 1 year, they're going to pay around 7.5 lakhs, right? Work location is Bangalore. Entry mode is direct, etc. All these details are mentioned. And as students get placed, we'll also share that information in the group, right? Which student got placed. I showed you this screenshot, right? List of students are getting placed, etc. That information also we typically share in the group. So this is a portal which we share to the enrolled students. They can access. One more thing I want to show is that once you're enrolled, you will be enrolled into a WhatsApp group. Every batch will have a WhatsApp group. Students can join the WhatsApp group. And if you have any doubts with respect to assignments, any topics, etc., you can post your queries in the WhatsApp group, right? So mentors and students will post questions, right? You can see here a lot of questions are shared in the group, right? This is again online batch. Students are posting their doubts here, right? They can share their questions and somebody will be there answering, etc. Many times mentors answer, sometimes students also answer. You can see here, right? There is a lot of communication happening. So if you, right, even though you're working remotely, you can always get a feeling that yes, somebody is there to support me, right? Somebody is there to support you always. It could be your friends, it could be the mentors also, right? You can see doubts are getting asked and answers are coming also relatively faster. Students are sending screenshot, they're getting some error, right? So feedback is given. What's wrong with this character they're asking, right? Somebody is going to respond and so on. That's about the support ecosystem. Any questions people are asking? WhatsApp link, sir. Which WhatsApp link you're asking, Monica? WhatsApp link for what? WhatsApp link you'll get once you're enrolled for the course. So this one I showed you is for people who joined the course. Abhilash, you're asking for the offline mode of classes. I'll share you the course start, commence date, etc. Give me some time, right? And the contact details so that you can clarify your doubts as well. All right. So from frequently asked questions with respect to placements, people ask this question: till how long will I get placement opportunities through Emertxe? Right? So we say that even after completing the course for another 2 years, right? From the date of completion of the course plus 2 years, you'll get placement. You can apply for placements. That doesn't mean you have to delay your placements, but our idea is that you should get placed as soon as possible, but you'll get enough cushion for you to prepare and convert. Right? Can I choose between 2 job offers? Some people ask this question. Typically, once you get the first offer, you have to accept that offer and join the company. Right? After getting a job in one company, you may not be able to apply for another company. But sometimes it may happen that you get multiple offers in hand, then you can choose the better offer. Right? Should I apply to all companies? No, you should not be applying to all companies. Only companies which are interested and eligible, you should apply. What type of companies are hiring? I showed you in the beginning, right? Few slides. All type of basically embedded companies are hiring. Companies are working in different sizes. It could be a startup, it could be a small size company, it could be a mid-size company, it could be MNCs, it could be an automotive company, aeronautical company, it could be consumer electronics company. All sort of companies hire from us. I'm having a year gap. Will it affect my placements? Should not be a problem, right? Even if you have a year gap, you can still apply for placements for the respective companies, right? I have a notice period bond with my current company. How can I handle it, right? This is sometimes concerning because many of the companies which hire from us, they have immediate requirements. So you can always talk to the placement team and see how we can negotiate. For example, let's say you want to apply for a company, you have to plan ahead, right? Because you can't leave the company immediately. Some people, what they do is that they will join the course. Once they basically feel they are good enough, right? Sometimes they resign also and start applying for placements. What some people do is that they will try to negotiate after getting a job, but whatever it is, before you start applying, if you have a notice period, you have to communicate with the placement team and discuss with them how we can take it forward. This is for working professionals. All right, so that's about the placement process we follow in Emertxe and some of the frequently asked questions. Do you have any more questions? Sometimes internet is not available. You want YouTube classes. Okay. So if right, 2 options are there as I told you. One is an offline batch you can attend. Let's say you are not able to get internet access, right? Definitely you can come and join the course offline, because when you're attending online classes, yes, internet is mandatory, right? So Kolini Chandu is asking, is there more programming in embedded system? Embedded system software involves programming. We'll teach you C and C++ programming language. Okay. So let me move on to the next topic, which is about certification. The certification where you will get after completing the course. So we are our courses are endorsed by ESSCI. So you might have heard about Skill India, etc. So as part of Skill India, there is a organization called as ESSCI, Electronics Skill Sector Council of India, and we have made sure that our courses are aligned with the NSDC certification program. And once you complete the course, you can take up the certification exam, post which you can get the certificate from ESSCI, which is Government of India endorsed. All right. Course dates. Okay, I think this is what people are waiting for. Course dates are available on the website, by the way. You can go to emertxe.com. Every month we start new batches. The course dates will be available on our homepage, emertxe.com. If you access, you can access the course page. Let me share you the course date for the March month or upcoming month, early upcoming month, right? So typically what we do is that we have 3 modes of training. One is offline mode, and online we have 2, right? Offline mode batch starts on 26th March. Okay, that is the start date for offline course. Online mode we have 2. One is online regular, which is recommended for freshers, which happens during 9:30 to 1:30. So for freshers or interested to take up the online batch, or for working professionals or working maybe in afternoon shifts or late night shifts, they can take up the online regular batch. And for people who are working, so online regular batch starts on 20th. People who are, let's say, working during your regular work hours, let's say 9 to 6, etc., and they can join for the online evening batch, which is starting from the 2nd April of the early next month. If you need more details, you can reach out to training@emertxe.com or this phone number which is available. Right? If you want, you can take a snapshot of it. And this number is also available on WhatsApp. So typically, you have more doubts about the fees, how the basically whether you can get scholarship discounts or not, right? And any other information with respect to placements, etc., you can reach out to this number. Our course counselors will guide you and give you the necessary details. So some are asking about the online offline fees. So online offline fees will differ. So I'm not sharing it in this webinar. Please reach out to this number, or you can reach out to this email ID. They will share the fee related information, including discounts, including basically one-shot discounts, including installments, etc. They will share the information to you. So you can make a note of the email ID. It's available on our website also, not an issue. So yeah, somebody is asking whether the online class is live or not. Yes, online class is live. It's not recorded. You have to attend the live sessions. In case you miss the class, you can watch the recorded sessions. Okay. All right. So is there any more questions? Because I'm going to wind up. We are done for the webinar today, right? So before I wind up, do you have any other questions with respect to the course, etc., apart from other than fees? Yeah, Dhanandala is asking, 1.5 year gap is there. What about placements? You will get placement opportunities, Dhanandala. Sorry, Dandala Venkateshwaralu, not a problem. BMS designing, battery management system designing, is that what you're asking? We are not focusing on that, Suhit. This is like a comprehensive embedded system training program. Okay, we're not focusing on BMS. All right. So how frequently are job offers from companies with no specific degree like EC, IEEE, IT? So in terms of volume of companies, it's relatively less, right? So I am very open with you, but definitely you will get enough opportunities so that you can apply and crack interviews. Recently, yesterday, one guy got a job in New Mines. He was from mechanical background, right? And this Saturday also, there's another student who's attending from final round in New Mines, who's also done mechanical. So you'll get chances in certain companies who don't look for branch criteria, right? How can you get scholarship or discount? Yes, you can reach out to this number which I'm sharing you. They'll share all the details, or you can send an email. All right. We have less than 60%. Is it okay for placements, Vignesh? Less than 60% will get lesser opportunities, right? We may not be able to guarantee you many companies, but you will get minimum number of companies. Around at least 10 companies will get. More also you can get, but it's just that the frequency will be little less, right? No year of password criteria, no percentage criteria, etc. will be there. So course duration, Sirisha, is approximately at least 6 months it's going to take to complete the course. All right. Abhilash is asking, can you switch from offline class to online course? I'm going through some issues. This is not generally recommended. Stick to one mode, right? Don't keep hopping between online offline modes of delivery. Usually we don't entertain that. but if there are exceptions, we can consider. Right. So if you have further queries, I think we are running out of time now. Right. So if you have further queries with respect to placements, for example, some are telling I have a year gap. Right. Some are telling, for example, I graduated in 2020 and I worked in some company, non-basically core company. Will I get placement opportunities? Yes, definitely you'll get placement opportunities. Right. So more details, if you have anything, right, you can reach out to this number which I shared. Right. Okay. So let me share our social media coordinates, right? So most of the placement information or webinar information, etc., will be posted in our social media, including LinkedIn and Instagram, right? Our handles are Emertxe IT. You can follow us. You'll get updates regarding our company, right, in the social media channels. Again, sharing the number, you can reach out this number and you can contact our course counselors for more details. So with this, I would like to say welcome, right? So I hope I was able to answer many of your queries. Since time is short and number of questions are varying from person to person, I understand that every person have their own different challenges. So what I would recommend is that you can reach out to the contact details which I shared earlier, or you can even log into emertxe.com and fetch the contact details, and you can contact our course counselors. They'll be very happy to have a conversation with you to answer all your queries, right? So with this, I would like to say thank you for attending this webinar and hope I'm able to basically address your queries, and definitely our student counselors will be there to help you to further answer your queries. So that's all from me. So I would like to wish you good night, and some of you are maybe from different place. Have a good day as well. Thank you, and I will share the recording as well through email for those who attended the session. In case you're not able to attend the complete session, I will share the recording as well. Okay, that's it from our side. So have a nice evening. Bye.